Hello, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I am your host, Fluff, and I think I'm getting sick. My throat really hurts today, which is a great day to film bunch of FAQ. But I have my tea, and it has a little lemon in it and some honey, so hopefully, hopefully I'll pull through and not die. But I might die. Hopefully not, though, because here's questions to answer, am I right? First question! What's your opinion on separate pedals versus all-in-one? Helix, Kemper, stuff like that. I think it depends on what you're gonna use it for. In a studio environment or in a controlled environment, like you're going to a weekend gig or something like that, I personally would love to have a whole bunch of pedals on a pedal board, a giant pedal board, because I love pedals. However, practicality kind of rules over that if you are in a touring situation, which is why I don't use a pedal board. I simply use a controller to control my Line 6 Helix in my tour rig, because you know, when you have a pedal board and you are unpacking and packing and playing sweaty shows and spilling stuff on it, etc., you spend more time troubleshooting which potential patch cable or pedal has malfunctioned and is not passing signal while the crowd waits for you to start playing than playing. Like, you do more troubleshooting than playing. And I got sick of that. And all of the pedals that I would use were very road worthy. I am not saying they weren't. What I am saying is that when you're packing and unpacking and moving things around so often, things will eventually go wrong with anything. And even on the last tour we did just a few weeks ago, the tour was 2 weeks long, and there were so many bands, including my own, that were having massive problems with pedal boards and pedals and cables, and things getting broken and stepped on, etc. I didn't have any of those problems because I don't have pedals on the floor. So there is that. But in an ideal, perfect world, yeah, big old pedal board with tons and tons of pedals. Do you really need expensive multi-driver IEMs as your monitors? Doesn't something like entry-level Shure's work to hear a rough live mix? Yes, absolutely. Our drummer Chris in Rest Repose, he uses the Shure InEars and they work just fine. Really, what with InEars, it's fidelity second, isolation first. So you want to get as much isolation as possible to hear what you want to hear. And so, like, you know, having fancy 7-driver, etc., well, that's not gonna help you if there's no isolation. So I always recommend to people, get a lower driver number, but get molded InEars if possible. Most people can't afford those, but you know, going to the doctor and getting your ears molded is like $50. And typically you can get a fairly inexpensive molded InEar set for like $200, like if it's like a 2-driver or something like that. But to answer your question, yeah, the Shures are fine. Universal InEar monitors are generally just fine. If they're gonna do the job, they're gonna do the job, and you'll know pretty quick once you put them in and start playing. With the recent leadership changes at Gibson, are you hopeful the brand can recover from the lax quality control some people have experienced? Yeah, with Gibson in particular, I have a lot of hope for the brand in general, and here's why. The former CEO of Levi Strauss is now running Gibson. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, he runs a jeans company. What does he know about guitars? Well, actually, if you look at his personal Instagram, he has been a hardcore, diehard guitar nut for his entire life, and a Gibson fan his entire life to boot. There could be no better guy to run Gibson right now than him. His name escapes me because I'm not super feeling well. I apologize to him, but I super trolled his Instagram. Dude, he's one of us, guys. And I think if anyone can turn that company around, it's gonna be him, because he really has a sense of right and wrong, which Henry did not. So I think it's gonna be good for the brand, and I think, I don't know, probably in the next year or two, Gibson will be respected again. Well, maybe not a year or two. I mean, it's gonna take decades to undo the damage that Henry has done. But I think quality instruments are already coming out of Gibson, so it's the only way to go is up from here, and more power to them. Do you French press your coffee? Typically on a day-to-day basis, I'm actually more of a pour-over guy. I got my Chemex glass, and I have the filters, and I grind up some coffee in the burr grinder, and you know, all that stuff. I do French press sometimes, but I like how clean the cup of coffee is with the pour over method. I'm always open to trying other methods as well. The name escapes me, but there's another method that a friend of mine has been trying, and I want to try it. I have to go and buy the thing, and my memory's terrible today. But generally speaking, 90% of the time, I'm a pour over kind of coffee guy. And now, Fluff reads a tweet. MTV True Life, I'm addicted to Super Mario Odyssey. That is true. My suggestion to you this week is to check out the new In Flames single for This Is Our House. This is a great tune. This is really catchy, and I found myself humming the chorus melody hook in my spare time while I was working, and I didn't even realize it. And that is the sign of a great song. In Flames kills it, and this is a great song. You should definitely check them out. I am excited for the new record, and yeah. All applicable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.